So I wanted to do a quick video. It's not my favorite. I've been trying to fight making the video because it's kind of an obvious thing. And the obvious thing is, if you see how strange the world is becoming very quickly, Christians, we've been talking about the next Holocaust, and at some point Christians are going to get lumped into that because that's really going to test our spirit if we're willing to not pull away from a group of people who are being discriminated against. Anyway, I've talked about this to great length in my videos. This really isn't about that right now. It's obvious I'm not anti-Jewish or Jew, okay? But I do want to make one thing clear. There is a type of darkness, right? A type of blindness over people. And if the Muslim community, the Christian community, the Jewish community knew Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, you don't want to hear it, but as outrageous as that truth is, there's a truth, right? And you keep showing people the footage of Hamas and the Hamas people taking the video themselves of all the horrible things they're doing to people, and people will 1 minute look at a white person and say you're a terrorist and you're evil in your heart and you have this microaggression in your heart because you're white, and you don't know you're a terrorist in your heart because you're white. You were born white and you're a terrorist. But then there are people who, and you don't know that. You don't intentionally go out trying to be white and put people down according to this group of people. But you can say that you are a terrorist like Hamas. And the same leftist group will be like, and we're for you. We know you brutalize people. We know you're a terrorist organization. We know what you've done, and we know where you're going with this. We know you hide behind families. We don't care. And the reporters who are further victimizing Israel with those stupid questions that they ask, the leading questions, it's, I feel like they got their own blood on their hands. In my opinion, if you're a reporter deciding to be partial and not just asking objective questions, you got blood on your hands. Honestly, it's a true thing. Here's the thing. It's not about politics. I'm not talking about politics today because I ain't got it. I don't really like it enough. What I'm talking about is the spiritual truth of the matter. The spiritual truth is there is a blindness. There's a blindness with Christians, there's a blindness with Muslims, and there's a blindness with Jewish folks. We all know God. All the atheists out there who are Jews but leftist or atheist, whatever, they're in a different reality. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who say they understand and know the true God. Just like it's so obvious when you look at the other side and you go, how can you not see it? How can you not understand it? And the other side's looking at us going, why don't you see it? Why don't you understand it? Because of a blindness. And it is so glaringly obvious what the truth is. And we will deceive ourselves. And we will convince ourselves of the opposite truth no matter what it takes. And it is a hard thing to avoid. I do it too. I nail a truth to the cross every single day. I do it. I'm the one eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil every day. I am an Eve every single day. Thank God for Jesus Christ. And people do evil stuff all the time, and they always want to point to another group and say, you're evil, you're evil, you're evil. You should say you're sorry. I'm looking at me and going, I know I'm evil. As evil as they are, you can times that by a 500, and you got me. Thank goodness we both can go to Jesus Christ. Because when you come from that square place where you can't point fingers, when you have to forgive because you've been forgiven much, that's a different territory that you've stepped into. Then you can't point fingers, and I know that you can't do this politically, and I get that. I understand that none of this can be applied politically. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about people looking at themselves and saying, when you look at the other party, when you look at other group and you go, I don't understand how they don't see it. I think the same thing about Muslim folks that don't know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. I think that about everybody who doesn't know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. And it's not like I'm judging somebody or saying that they're a bad person or they're not trustworthy or they're evil. What I'm saying is, as strange as this world is becoming, and you start looking around going, oh my gosh, I can't believe so many people are dividing. It's been prophesied. The greatest Holocaust is yet to come. And I think we all know. I mean, I didn't think it was happening like this. Like, I really didn't. I thought this was far off. But something has shifted. I don't know if it was the pandemic. I don't know if it's been social media. I don't know what's doing it. But the blatant hatred of Jewish folks in the street is out of control. It is out of control. And it honestly wouldn't matter what group. I'm very particular to the Jews, honestly. But it would be weird no matter what group. and it will bleed into other groups, because this is a beast. This is a principality. It's going to pull in whatever it needs to, and it's going to scare people away, because they're going to see it's really big, and they're going to go, well, I don't want to be against that. And it's really fashionable to be a part of it. It's really cool to be a part of it, which is part of the principality problem. So wherever you are, you pray over the principality where you are, over the skies, over the air where you are, and you pray Jesus Christ, the blood of Christ, the truth of Christ, the archangels, or the light to come in, for the binding of the demons, the binding of their mouth, the binding of their hearts, the binding of their souls. I myself am getting a little bit hard in my heart, and I feel it, but it's for a different reason. I'm becoming hard-hearted and kind of colder, and it's because I'm tired of this place, and I don't want to see it, because when you look at the world, you probably go, oh, look at them. I go, look at me. They reflect me. They reflect the fact that I have deep-seated issues with other people. They reflect the fact that I need forgiveness. They reflect me. When I have to choose a side and I know what side I'm on, I understand it's because I have a blindness somewhere else. It's because I really do, in my hearts of hearts, hate somebody somewhere. And I'm not talking about the white guilt stuff. I'm talking about the fact that we're all capable of evil. And when you look at a world doing these things, it really does drive home that truth, that you have the capacity to be a Nazi. You have a capacity to do evil and bad things. And the world is proving it every day for the last 2-3 weeks, that, oh my gosh, this humanity is a reflection of what I am. And it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. And the fact that Jesus did that for us, it doesn't make sense to me. It never will. I've done videos about it. I don't understand it. I don't think we are worthy. I don't think we should walk with him. I don't think we should even be in heaven. I think we should be not forgiven, because we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. This is how I really feel. This is my hardness of my heart. This world and the way it's turning makes me sad, because I also understand that it's a squeeze, right? So it's hardening people's hearts so that it can squeeze out of another group what's inside of theirs, right? And so when you have to face really challenging times, the truth usually gets squeezed out of you, what you really believe in, what you really call upon, what your real thoughts are. And I don't want that for any of the groups, and I don't want to be a participant of this reality anymore. I'm kind of over this reality. I'm over it. So I've promised Jesus I'd come on once a week and do a video, but I'm kind of over it. So, and it's not because of social media. I don't think it's that. I think being blinded to it and act like it's not happening, that's how you get people running up in your house not knowing that these things are happening, It feels a lot like a lot of foreshadowing, this whole situation of the running it up on Israel without defenses, without any type of protection, and then the darkening of the sun. That's an interesting situation, because in between that, nation rose against nation in between these times, and that's found in I think it's a book of Matthew, where they say, give us a sign of the times, and Jesus tells them, nation will rise against nation, the sun will go dark, So I do think that what's happened is a foreshadowing of something that is to come, and Jesus is the light. That's what I'm trying to explain. He's the way, he's the truth, he's the life. You can be an Arab person, a Jewish person, a Jew, and know Jesus Christ is Lord. And these people will probably still come for you, for sure. They will. We're definitely on that list. If you're not going to be a bystander and just let people hurt other people, you're on the list, So anyway, this is Linda of Christ is King Forever, and it's not out of fear. I'm not talking about fear. I'm talking about, I don't like looking at a humanity that's a reflection of who I am. They reflect me, The fact that we let these evil rich folks rule the way they have. And then I was watching this video where at Mecca, they're praying to Allah, and they were all crying over Palestine. This is a very wealthy country. They can pull in those people out of Palestine all they wish. They could if they want, which is actually more, to me, offensive, because it's like, we're going to shed these tears in a way that is kind of like, feels like social virtue signaling, but it's actually like spiritual. They're spiritually doing it too. They could afford to pull everybody out of Palestine. They could work with the fellow countries like Egypt to pull everybody out of Palestine. And these other countries have got to step in and help the people. I mean, that's the only solution. They got to help the people escape, and they got to treat the people like real human beings, not just pawns on a board to be used to continue to perpetuate hatred toward Jews and toward Israel itself, this little tiny country that all the people accumulated in there they're all exiles themselves. Like, and even inside of Israel, there are Arab people. So it's not like there's only Jewish people there. The Christians can visit and they can go hang out there. I don't understand the world's perspective on Israel, but it's very disheartening. It's sad because I do think there's something about the way the land operates. It's like a stage. Something spiritual is going on. It's telling us a story. It's reflecting some type of spiritual war in the heavens. It's on a different level. This is Linda Christ, King forever. May God be with you.